My name's Nicole Hartley Bradford, and I'm the hub of something called Awakening the Village, which is my life's work. It's very much inspired by the Ringing Cedars books, called Project SaLV'age, Project Seed a Living Village. So it's all about helping people to have the inspiration, the motivation, the tools, the resources, the connections to become a hub of their own village, the village of their wildest dreams.
People that read Ringing Cedar books, Ringing Cedars of Russia, and Anastasia is the main character, main hero of the story. She's this fabulous superwoman who has amazing psychic abilities, amazing abilities to model the future, like the world basically. She's modeled the future in Russia, and there's over 400 settlements in Russia sprung up after the books were first published. And you've mentioned you've read the Ringing Cedars books?
Yeah, I read them. I started reading them probably about 9 years ago now. Oh my gosh, I just remember at the time I was like an urban housewife in a really like not living how I knew I was built to live. And I was suffering from it a lot. And I found those books and I just read them one after the other. It took ages. But I remember lying in my bed and I remember just thinking, oh right, oh my gosh, I'd forgotten. And then, you know, the stories of the villages that she tells in some of the later books. And
there's this whole culture, there's people that read books, people that loving nature, going back to their roots, going back to learning about sustainable ways of living, how to do basket weaving, how to build a house, to sew and knit and make yarn, like all of those little tiny things we have forgotten.
So could you tell us about the Ringing Cedars books and what role they played in your mindset?
Yeah, I read them when I was in a very different mode of life. I was married, I was living in the suburbia, I was deeply, deeply stressed, and but I was always searching and watching and looking, and I encountered them. I don't even remember how. And there was a bookstore in town that was selling them, and I just went and I bought all of them. I didn't have the money, but I just had to have them, and I read them, and it was almost like they were reminding me and waking up like things I already knew from my childhood, from my time in the woods, from my time in gardens, from my time in community when it was going well. And it really rekindled things and added to some of my awareness about all of the deeper stuff too. Like I remember planting my garden that spring and holding the seeds in my mouth and just knowing that there was more connectivity possible now that I'd read those books. And I haven't talked to a single person who's read them who hasn't had them make a profound effect on them. And people don't go back to their usual lives. It really after reading books like nurtures something deep in people's soul to read and to be able to see the possibilities and the stories of how it could be. I think that all those parts of myself that maybe were still maybe stuck or skeptical got answered, maybe subconsciously. And I think that when people read books like that, they really do change something.